guess what? It's another part that I'm bad at. Wouldn't you know it? Well, not quite yet. We gotta get Wallace to spit some nuts and bolts into this machine real quick. But yeah, so there are these 3 targets here they need to shoot, and I thought that the point of it was that you would shoot them and then get on the platforms that come up, because I thought that they were platforms, but they are not. They're just little flaps that open up, and first of all, they don't correspond. It took me a minute to realize that, you know, the button is not above the one that, you know, it opens. I cut out about 5 minutes of me fucking it up and not knowing what to do, because every time I tried to be quick and jump onto the platforms, it wouldn't work, and I got really frustrated, and so I just decided to shoot Wallace. Well, first I just decided to beat him up, and then I got the funny idea of doing this.
Less of that now. Ow! Stop it!
I love that when he says stop it, because he sounds like genuinely really pissed off in an otherwise, like, you know, kind of easygoing game. But yeah, this is when I finally realized what the fuck is going on and what order you have to hit them in. Because yeah, it's not about the platforms, they get these molten rocks out in the lava, and then you jump across them, which is itself kind of an ordeal, and I fucked up many times, but finally made it. Cut out quite a bit of me fucking around. And coming up here, I saw like what looked like, that looks like a button on top of that smokestack, so I tried to smash it, and this happened. Yep, no idea what the fuck that was, but just carrying on. Anyway, I forgot to mention in the last video, because I didn't realize at the time of actually recording the commentary, I uploaded the last video on December 14th, which is National Monkey Day, on the day that I start the level where you save baby monkeys. And I wish that I had known that it was Monkey Day on that at that time, because I would have done, you know, a proper shout out to all my monkey brethren, because most of you who have watched my more recent stuff will know. I don't know, just Gromit in free fall there. I thought that you would be able to jump over that. I don't really know why. I don't know why I have a bunch of dog shit in my throat either. Anyway, this is just me dicking around. Other than that part at the beginning, I didn't do very heavy editing at all in this video, so I apologize for all of the bullshit that will be going on. It's a little bit of a short video, you know, it's Wednesday, it's a snowy day here in Philly. We're having our first true snow day in quite a long time, where the snow is actually sticking. Also, I hate how enemies can come at you while you're in, like, a cutscene waiting for something. Also, Custard told me how to beat those little things. You have to press the red button on their butt when they're not spiky. I did not know that when I was recording this, but now I do, so it's cool. I'm slowly learning about this game. I know that it really doesn't matter at all, and, I mean, I should know that. I love how Wallace will just not do jack shit while there's an enemy in his presence. The enemies don't even really fuck with him. Like, it's all me, buddy. You don't have to do anything. Anyway. Yeah, I like crouching on all fours. And the little sneaky. But yeah, if I had I'm just thinking about it now, if I had played this game when I was a kid, I just know I would have spent like a good 2 or 3 hours of every time I played through the game, punching and shooting Wallace in the dick. because it's very funny, and it's the exact kind of thing that I enjoy in games. And I probably would be able to look past a lot of the jankiness of this game had I played it as a kid, because even though when I go back and play stuff like the SpongeBob movie game and Creature from the Krusty Krab and I'm trying to think of other like non-SpongeBob licensed games that are known for being janky. I mean, I guess Open Season is a little bit, and Over the Hedge. Like, I definitely notice the jank more now, and it bothers me more now. But I know that because I have experience with those games, and like when I was a kid, it didn't really bother me. I mean, obviously, I like got pissed off at the games when I didn't win them, but that is a thing regardless, if it's like bullshit or not. And I just figure, and I still kind of do to this day, like I don't always like making it. I try not to make it my first thought that it's like something wrong with the game or that this part is bullshit or something, because I know that I'm not that good. Like, I don't have very good gamer instincts, and I certainly didn't when I was a little kid. Although I feel like I've actually gotten worse since. And yeah, I just got fucking panini'd, but it's okay. It took me where I needed to be anyway. But, yeah, because I, experienced those games as a kid, I feel like it sort of lessens, it increases the amount of bullshit I'm willing to put up with. And I definitely still find myself doing that, like, whenever, and I mean, like, with this game, I've been trying to stop myself whenever I do it, where I'm like, the controls in this game are bad, or the camera is bad. Although, I honestly, the more that I play the game, I do think the camera in a lot of places is kind of bad. Not 100% of the time. I would even say usually it's fine, but it can sometimes be a hindrance for telling where things are, making jumps and stuff, and other times it just like actively obstructs whatever you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to do some very precise shooty. That's all I'm gonna say. To the point that I was making earlier in the last video about things from the 2000s and just the past in general, but even as early as like the mid and late 2000s, having a different feel than stuff that's made now, stuff being media. And I would pretty much extend that to all media, including like video games and music, but I'm primarily talking about movies and TV because it's like the thing that I actually know things about. Stop sitting on your ass, Wallace. What the fuck? I've been calling you for like 2 hours and you're just loafing, you fucking weird-headed man. Someone commented on an earlier video of this that the limbs of the characters in this game make them uncomfortable, and I can kind of see that. Aardman is kind of silly, especially with the fact that Gromit is a dog, but he just looks like a guy, so he kind of just looks like a naked man with no dick, and a tail sticking out. And especially in this, his tail looks like a little, it looks like a little thing of Play-Doh, brown Play-Doh that you, like, rolled in between your hands like a hot dog, and then just shoved in his ass. Probably because he's a claymation character and is made out of fucking clay. Anyway, yeah, you want to be, you want to get the rope. That's the strat for this part, which I sucked at. The lava looks really good, even though it's pretty much a flat, non-moving image. It still looks nice. I guess it's like shimmering a little bit. But anyway, that's something that me and JT have discussed, and I feel like I've mentioned this a million times now, but in a previous stream, where JT and I were talking, we were looking at the list of the top 10 highest grossing movies of the early 2000s, like 2001 and up to like 2006, versus now. And the main thing that is different is, like, beyond aesthetic style of each of these things, is just that even as recently as then, the mid-2000s, the average top 10 highest earning theatrical releases, there'd be like different kinds of things. There would be like romantic comedies and like maybe some kind of thriller of some sort. You know, maybe an Oscar movie, and then there'd be like 1 to 3 big franchise movies that would make like $500 million to $1 billion every year. And now it's pretty much like 5 to 7, or really like 5 to 10 big earning, extremely expensive franchise movies. At least half of them are superhero movies, and the rest is like just any other big franchise, most of which is based on some sort of existing IP, remakes of very popular things, particularly Disney movies, and just like animated shit that is itself kind of a brand, like the Despicable Me stuff. And this is when I noticed a cool jump that I can't pull off here. I tried it on these other walls and couldn't do it, and for some reason it only works on this one. Maybe it has to be a specifically sloped wall. And I was trying to recreate it, and so it's kind of hard to do well every time, but as far as I can tell, it's kind of like rolling the control stick like in the direction you're going, like doing the direction that he does off of the wall while jumping. I don't know how to explain it. I'm fucking stupid. But it's cool. I don't really know how often it will come in handy, but it'll be interesting. And see, that's just like big fat dog shit to me. Like, I know that it's my fault for slipping and not like knowing where I'm going, or, you know, like missing the actually no, it's not my fault because I pressed the jump button, but Wallace was already, you know, the game decided Wallace wasn't on the ground anymore. And now I die. So yeah, no, I am a victim. I'm not stupid. I love how I just got whisked away by the minecart. Anyway, I didn't really have any like big point to make there. It's just that it kind of sucks that there's only like 5 kinds of movies that ever get made anymore, and it's pretty much never gonna change, especially now that it's looking more and more likely that theaters will, at least in America, I believe we are entering a transition period, or maybe we were already in one and it has just been accelerated by the pandemic. Don't know what happened there, but I'm very glad that the game just threw me back onto that thing, because it was much, I didn't want to fall, and I didn't want to finagle anything. Anyway, that thing shows up, and I'm not dealing with that because I have another coin to worry about. Don't know why I thought it was going to be that way, but I did. But yeah, especially with like the Disney investor call thing that they did earlier in the week, where they were just talking about like, we're gonna make 10 Disney spin-off series, like spin-offs of Disney movies and Pixar movies, and we're gonna make 15 Marvel series and shit. And they're making the Buzz Lightyear movie that is about Buzz Lightyear, but he's a person and not a toy and not voiced by Tim Allen. Don't know what the fucking point of that is. But yeah, and of course, just like anything else, it's just a consequence of corporate conglomeration, vertical integration of media. It's a trend that has been in process for really like 40 or 50 years, but the acceleration of it has been since like the 90s. And that's why I said in one of the last videos that I imagine, like I said, I don't know all of the nitty-gritty details about like the current game industry and current game companies, like the material stuff behind them, but I imagine that the reasons behind the game industry's antics are the same as the rest of the media industry, and really just the rest of the business sphere in general, of capitalism in general, in terms of, you know, their motivations and their reasons for making the decisions that they make, where you're like, why would you keep doing that? in terms of either, like, customer service, the actual games that they make and how they make them, labor practices, aesthetic preferences, etc. Everything like that. Cut to that after about 45 tries. I tried to do that rolling jump, and, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, did the exact same sequence of buttons and shit, but it just kept falling off. And the worst part is it doesn't start you back up near the button, it starts you with Wallace, so you have to do all the other bullshit to get back up there, which doesn't take too long, but it just adds, like, another 30 seconds to the process of dying and doing this part that the actual thing you need to do takes, like, 2 milliseconds to do. I hate shit like that in games. Also, I am very happy, but extremely surprised that you can actually hit that thing from that far away. That's one thing I will say in praise of this game is I think the worlds are... I think they're pretty well designed in terms of, like... I don't know, there is obviously, like, a sort of linear way you're supposed to be going, but between having to go back to get stuff, like all the extra stuff that you can find, and, just the different ways that you can choose to interact with things, I just think it's neat. Also, speaking of which, I have not found any of the other bonus levels, and, like, I know that there's parts that I have missed in these levels, but, like, I don't know how I would... I feel like I would know where a bonus level would be, but maybe they must be extremely well hidden, or I'm just extremely unobservant. Both of those things are about equally possible to be true. Anyway, next time we are going to be finishing up the Monkey Zone and continuing on with this game. See you then for that.